Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this duct tape accordion style woman's wallet. It will have the two large accordion sections for money or receipts, then this gigantic coin pouch for coins, another billfold here, and then 5 card pockets here and an ID. Before we get started, I would like to say that this tutorial is a more advanced tutorial. I do have a woman's wallet tutorial that is much simpler. If you want to check that out before you make this one, the link will be in the description box below, or you can click the I right up there and it'll take you to it. Be sure to give this tutorial a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe for many more tutorials in the very near future. I think that's all I have to say, so let's get started with the tutorial. So first, let's start off with the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need 2 to 3 colors of duct tape, clear tape, preferably Scotch packaging tape, ultra clear, gray tape, which is optional, a ruler, preferably with grid lines, an X-Acto knife, which I'm showing right here. You'll also need a cutting mat, which is in the background. You're going to need a piece of Ziploc that is at least 7 inches long. And you're also going to need some sort of ID plastic. I use frosted plastic, and if you want to get this plastic, I sell it on my website. You can click the little I right up there to check it out. And finally, you're also going to need some sort of scissors. I use the Fiskars Duck Edition because it makes cutting duct tape super easy. So now let's get started with the tutorial. So to start out, you're going to want to cut out a piece of tape that is 12.5 inches long and layer that to make the sheet a total of 7.5 inches tall. So the final sheet is 7.5 by 12.5. And then just take a piece of clear tape and cut it into thirds. What we're going to do with that is clear tape the seams. So to do that, just peel one of the thirds up. Right where the seam is, where the 2 pieces of tape meet, you're just going to line that piece of clear tape all the way along, just like so. Then you can take a credit card or whatever you like to use to get the air bubbles out and try and work them out just so it looks more professional and nice. Then peel that sheet up and we're going to cover the back side. But this time we want to make sure we leave a 1/2 inch overlappage on all 4 of the sides. So the top, bottom, right, and left. Just layer that all the way to the top and make sure you also leave a 1/2 inch overlappage on the top. Then peel that up, and we're actually going to set this to the side for now. Grab your Ziploc, make sure it is straight at the top like this, and then you're going to cut out a piece of tape that you want your coin pouch color to be that is as long as your Ziploc. In my case, it's 7 inches long. Then place your tape right along the top of the Ziploc just like this, and then use the Ziploc as a guide to fold over. If both of your Ziploc pieces have the same amount of excess at the top, they should be even. Do that to the other piece, and then you're going to want to cut out another strip that is 7 inches long and layer one of the Ziplocs on top of it so that it creates a sheet that is 3 inches by 7 inches. Then you're going to take your pattern color or whatever color you want your inside to be, cover that on the side. That is what it should look like, and you'll have just a little bit of sticky at the bottom. Then do that exact same thing to your other piece of Ziploc. Next, take a piece of clear tape that is 7 inches long and place that half on one panel. Then peel it up and stick it directly half on the other panel, leaving a little bit of overlappage in the middle. Then fold it, zip it up, and there you have your coin pouch. Now this step is optional, but I like to take a piece of clear tape that is 2 inches long and place it along the side, and then fold the other piece directly on it so that it leaves no sticky on the inside of the coin pouch anywhere. So now all that's left to do is seal the coin pouch up. So take a piece of tape that is longer than your coin pouch, put half of it on one side, and then fold the other half over, and then you may need to cut off the tops. And then once you do that, all you do is fold them into the coin pouch so that it leaves a nice rounded edge like I'm showing you here. So now we're done with the coin pouch for a while, so you can place that to the side. Now we're going to be making our billfold panel. To do this, cut out a piece of tape that is 7 inches long and layer another one on top of it, overlapping slightly. Then you want to cut it to where it is 2 3/4 inches tall, and then you're going to want to have that extra piece for later, so just set it to the side. Then peel that up, and guess what? We're going to cover the back with it, slightly overlapping it to where you have excess tape to cut off and save for later, just like this. Then set it to the side right next to your other piece. So this panel should be 7 inches by 3 inches and double-sided. So now to make the card pockets, you're going to take a piece of clear tape that is 2.5 inches long, layer it slightly under an inch mark. I put my clear tape in between 1/4 and 1/2 of an inch under the line. Take a pattern tape, or the color you want your card pocket to be, layer that tape to make the sheet about 3.5 inches tall. Here is where I'd like to use the gray tape. What you're gonna do is make a sheet that is 3.5 inches tall by 2.5, and then grab the other piece you have and start at the top, leaving the sticky extra at the bottom, and that'll attach your card pocket to the wallet. Go ahead and make as many card pockets as you want. I recommend making 5. That's what I did. Now we're going to move on to trimming the card pockets. To do that, just cut out a piece of tape that is 2.5 inches long and the color you want to be your trim tape, and then cut it in half. And then you're going to take it and trim your card pocket. Since this is an advanced tutorial, I'm sure most of you know how to trim a card pocket, but basically you just want a 1/4 of an inch trim overlappage. Fold the rest over to the back. Now we're going to work on the card pocket with the ID, so you want to make sure all the pattern is showing and no gray or clear is showing, so I just added an extra piece of tape. Now to trim your ID, cut out a piece of tape that is as long as your ID. In my case, it is 3 3/4 inches. Then cut out a piece that is slightly over 1/2 of an inch long and trim your ID just like this. Then fold that over and make sure it doesn't show through like this. If it does, all you have to do is trim it off just like I'm showing you here. Then we're going to trim the ID across, so we're going to take the leftover piece and make sure the ID is about centered on it just like this, and that'll give us room to place our card pocket on, which we're going to do now. So just place your card pocket about the middle of the ID, so there's a little bit of sticky on both sides left. And then just fold that back on the card pocket so that your ID is attached to the card pocket, and then just cut the excess of the trim off. Then if you want to make the triangle, you're just going to fold it up and fold in this little box here. So here are my card pockets. I'm just showing you them arranged real quick. So now what we're going to do is clear tape the trims. This is highly recommended, but you don't have to do this. To do this, just line the card pockets up to where the clear tape will overlap both of them. And once you have the clear tape on them, just cut the clear tape to the size of your card pockets. And then you're probably going to want to use a credit card just like this to get the air bubbles out. And then just fold that clear tape right on over to the back side. So now we're going to attach our card pockets to the main panel. I like to start about an inch below the top of the panel, and then I don't really measure it. I just kind of eyeball it from there on to where I want my card pockets to be. Just make sure they're a little bit lower than the previous one and you should be good. If your card pockets hang off, just redo it. So this is what my card pockets look like on the thing. Now take a piece of clear tape and clear tape the bottom of the card pocket so that there's no sticky when you place your cards in. I just take a piece of clear tape and just line it across the bottom. It's super simple and it helps make your wallet so much more durable. Now take the piece we saved from this panel earlier and line it across the side about 1/4 of an inch in. That way it seals up the card pockets. Do that on both sides. I had to use a new piece for the other side because I didn't have another pattern piece saved, but I just made sure to cut that piece in half because you don't need it to be the full length of the tape. Then you're going to clear tape the sides of this. This is optional again. Pretty much all the clear taping is optional, but it definitely helps out your wallet. I just overlap the tape we just added slightly, that way it seals up that edge. Once you do that, it's time to decide which way you want your billfold to face. I chose the second way. Then take the side you want to be the billfold and fold it inwards. This is what my billfold panel will look like, so now you can set that to the side and we're going to work on the expandables. So to do that, cut out 4 strips of tape that you want your expandables to be in 6-inch increments. Then we're going to fold them directly in half. This is a little tricky, so if you mess up the first time, just try it again. I like to run my finger down the middle and then work my way to the sides as I'm doing here. You're going to want to do that to all 4 of your strips. Then add a piece of tape that is about 1/2 of an inch in width onto the sides and make sure it overlaps the top where it's rounded just slightly, and make sure you center the piece halfway on the panel and halfway off. Then we're going to take our big sheet we made earlier and trim down the sides just to make sure they're even, and fold the top side in. Now take the 3-inch sheets that we folded in half and place them right along the edge just like this. This is kind of confusing. If you get confused, just go back and rewatch it. It's very similar to making an accordion wallet if you've ever made one of those, but you basically just want to place them where the extra sticky we added is on the sides. Make sure the rounded parts are facing out and the part that has a little bit of sticky showing facing towards each other in the middle, and they fold up like this. Then take your X-Acto knife and cut diagonally on both pieces, and then fold that extra piece of tape in so that way it seals up the expandables. You're going to want to do that on both sides. And then that piece you should have in the middle, just fold that directly in just like this. I'm going to show me doing this on the other side again, just because this is probably one of the most confusing steps. Now this sticky here, we're going to want to cover that with clear tape. So I just take a piece of clear tape that's 3 inches long, cut it in half, and place it right in the middle of the seam. That way it covers it and it's no longer sticky. This just prevents your bills or receipts or anything you have in these expandable sections from getting stuck to it. Then just fold over the 2 top pieces right there onto it. Now we're going to take our coin pouch and place it right next to the side of one of the expandables and fold that extra piece of tape in. You want to make sure your coin pouch opening is facing upwards. This is very important so that you can open your coin pouch. Bring it over to the other side and fold that in as well. This is what it should look like. You should start to see the expandable part forming. Then all you're going to want to do is just flatten it down, and it should expandable, if that even makes sense, by itself. And then take your other expandables, and this gets tricky again, so just take your time with it. And then you're going to fold that piece up onto it, and then the extra sticky that's hanging out of there, you're going to fold in onto the expandable, just like this. Then this is what it should look like. You can see the 2 expandables, and then just do the exact same thing onto the other side. Just fold it to make the expandable. Then press your other piece down and then fold the sticky inwards. Now it should look normal, but you'll have these little tabs, so just take them and cut them directly where the coin pouch is, just like that, and then all you're going to do is fold them in. Now bring back your billfold piece and stick it on where you want it to be. I recommend leaving a 1/2 inch to 1 inch in between where your expandables end. Then take a piece that you have saved for later usage and place it directly on the seam in the middle so that way it's not sticky. And then I just took a piece of clear tape and covered that as well. You don't have to do this, but I just like to. It makes your wallets a little bit more high quality. So now we're almost done. All you have to do is fold up the tapes to seal it and round off the edges. Just cut slits and fold up. That's basically all you have to do. Do it on the top and the bottom. Probably need to trim down the side pieces and then fold that in as well, just so it gives it a nice clean edge. And guess what, we're done. So thank you guys so much for watching. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Here's what your finished woman's wallet should look like: the 2 accordions with the gigantic coin pouch, the billfold, and then the 5 card pockets and the ID. Let me know if you made a woman's wallet like this and how yours turned out in the comments below. Be sure to check out my tutorial playlist linked in the description box below to check out all my tutorials, such as a duct tape bifold, a duct tape accordion wallet, and even more. Also, if you would like to purchase this wallet or any other wallets, be sure to check out my website, JWallets.weebly.com. The link is right up there in the eye or in the description box as always. On there you can buy any type of wallet and even custom order a wallet. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and bye!